Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, we have a trade set up we talked about yesterday. We've taken out yesterday's high by a few pips here. Yesterday's high was 68.91. This one's 68.94. There's where we are now. There's your 382 comes in at 69.50. Folks, that's taken 10 days, actually a little more than 10 days to make that. That is a saleable pattern, in my opinion, selling at 69.46 with a stop at 74.6. It came down $15,000, and now it's rallying back 5. That's about 1/3 or 0.382. So that's what I'd be watching here with this. I thought it might have hit it last night, but it didn't quite do that. If we look at this on the hourly chart, you'll see we had the move up here, and then we had the higher high, then we had the pullback right here today. You can see there's the little pullback, and so first thing I was going to check to see is this was going to be a 382 retracement, and you can see it misses it by 5 pips. That tells us we still got a really good chance to get up to that level we want to get, which is 69.48. That's what we'd be watching. If we looked at it really closely, just over from the 8th and today, let's take the low from the 8th and the high from the 8th and measure to where we were, takes us almost right up to what we're looking at. We're looking at 69.49 is what I'm looking at. That's the exact 382 number on this, folks. And to me, that is a really saleable pattern if it does, in fact, get to that point. Okay, now let's take a quick look here at something else that we're looking at over here, and that is the Treasury bonds. Remember, we sold this on this ABCD pattern here. I said in the report this morning that I sent out that I said, we're down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. That's usually about all you get. And I said, it looks like you probably either put your stop here at 114.02 or you take your profits. It was trading below 113.14 when I gave that recommendation. It's still a little in that area, but now we're having a little bit of a bounce back up here. That's all I was looking at, was taking profits. That was a very big profit, folks. That was $3,000 in a very, very short time. There was one other one that we've been watching for quite some time, and that is the dollar yen. And the dollar yen, I said the same thing. Get this up here. I got to put the right one up here. Hold on one second there. Okay, here's the dollar yen. Get this up, put it up on the daily, because that's what we were looking at. This was a perfect James Hurst type trade, folks, where you have equal lows. Okay, that's a perfect cyclical low. And then you have the retracement coming in right here. That made this a 135 pattern. It's been up for 7 days, right at the 78% level. It was trading at 146.80 when I made the recommendation to take the profit, because it was up 7 days in a row. And at $12 a pip, folks, that's $4,000 in 7 days. 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So I'm still bullish. So what I'd be watching for is to see how the market comes down and possibly makes a 382. Now you can see where there was your first 382 right here. So your second one is probably going to be not too far from down in this area right here. So watch that as a potential really good support here, because that's the old high too. So I'd be watching that. It still looks bullish, but after being up for 7 days, we're looking for a profit potential to come in. You can't do any prediction past 24 hours. Even 24 hours is pretty tough. But that's what you're watching here as you're seeing these things here unfold here today on the currencies. Okay, now the British pound was the same thing. I bring that British pound up. Where are we? British pound. Hello, operator. Let's get this out of the way here. Oh, I can't find it right here. Okay, hold on just a second. Son of a gun, just a second here. I can't find the British pound. What happened to it, British pound? Doggone it, there's the yen. All right, let me get the British pound up here, folks. Hold on one second, and I'll get this up here. And I've got to turn something off. There's something's beeping in the background. Let me get this British pound up here. There it is. And I was saying that we probably, because of this 61% retracement, just a minute, boys and girls. Let me turn this off here. Turn this off. Okay, got that off. Okay, here's where we are now with the, here's where we are right here with the British pound. You can see here had that big move down. Okay, I suggested, because we were down right at the 61% retracement, to put our stop right above that level right there. It hasn't quite got there, but if you got filled on, if you do get filled on that, that still gives you a $900 profit, and you're still in a downtrend. You see, you still, if we take this out, we're going to go a whole lot lower. And that's the key to what we're doing. As part of these is taking profits. Remember, we came in this weekend, long corn, long beans, long meal, and long wheat, and they didn't turn out very well. I mean, we got knocked out of corn about break even. We lost 10 cents on the November beans after being up 22 cents, and we broke even in the wheat, which would have been up quite a bit. Now, we'd made money on those on the other side of the trade, but it doesn't count. When you have a weather market hits, you just got to wait and see. So you just have to stand aside and wait and see what's going to happen to it as it moves through here right now, as we're watching in this market right here. Okay, here's where we are with the British pound. So we got that one taken care of. Okay, now someone asked a question about the grains, folks. I'm still very bullish the grains, but let me get I'm going to be doing live trading on Friday, and we got a full moon tomorrow. That'll be really interesting to see how that's going to act. Hold on one second, and I'll get that November soybean chart up, because it's got a really nice pattern coming down here, a little bit low, not very far away. My goodness, it's going to be really close. First, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this on the hourly basis, which will be right here. So put that up right there. Okay, now we just have to move this over a little bit like this, and then you're going to be able to see it. Let's do a 4-hour, because then we can see more of it together. And there it is right there. We'll move this over like this. This is still a bullish chart. We got higher tops, and the bottoms have been higher so far, but now we're coming down here. We're going to have a real legitimate ABCD pattern coming in right a little bit lower right here. Now, what we did, we bought that here, and there's where we were coming into Friday. We had to make a decision, because if the weather had stayed hot, which it didn't, this market would have gone a lot higher. And of course, it opened sharply lower. Some folks, when it opened sharply lower, just took profits and got out. I suggested a break-even stop, which would have been right here. And now you see it's coming down here to this level here, just about $10 a bushel. And so we're going to find out if that's going to get to that level or not. That's going to be a really good one. See the ABCD pattern that we had right here. Okay, we're going to look at this really closely, because I think it's important to pay attention to what we're seeing here as we watch these things unfold here today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Okay, folks, so this is the November soybean chart, and just on the daily, remember we had this 3 drive to a pattern. We were long there, we sold it, and believe it or not, folks, I said that was that weekend, and I said, oh my God, how come I didn't go short? And we took the profit, but we didn't go short, and you can see the next day they had a chance to do it, and boy, down it came pretty hard. Now, this is what we're looking at. This is that same pattern stretched out over a long period of time. Okay, now when you're going to be watching this is still a bull market. Okay, you got double top. Okay, you're going to have higher bottoms coming in here. That bottom is going to come in right about that $10 level. Just draw it in so you'll be able to see it. There it is. There's your 78% level. So if that's correct, it should hold relatively well. Now, that move right here is going to be actually, you can see the move down that we had right here. If it gets there, and I don't see why it can't, it's only 10 cents away. You can see it's hit that before. You see, you've had another move just almost exactly like that again. See, and you had another one almost like that again. So it's not unusual to this happen. The thing is that we're right in the middle of the growing season, folks. The beans don't start to really bloom until August, the first 3 weeks in August. That's when the pods start to come up. Now, the one that would watch and be the most bullish of all, if it gets to that, let's just get up here and take a look. I haven't lost focus on this, folks. I'm just getting ready because I think it's going to be pretty good. Let's get up here. We're going to get this daily chart up here with the oil because that's the one that has got my big attention. Here's where we are. There's the big top in the oil. Now you can see we're coming down nicely. The ABCD on this, which is down about another 2.5 points, about $1,000. Another 2 days would get you right there. That's the one you want to watch, and I'll tell you why, because just get this out of the way. You won't be able to worry about that one. It's going to be the 382 off of the low way back in March. It's going to be an ABCD pattern right here. And it's going to be very similar to this ABCD pattern that we had right here. And that's why we want to be watching it closely and see, draw it in relatively close, see how much the percentages are if they're pretty much the same. You see that? That's what you want to be watching, and that's what we'll be looking at. $1,000 lower. That's mother God and country. Here's where it went limit up, and they said there will never be any more soybean oil, and of course went up a little higher, and then it's backing off right now. So that's the main one that we want to be paying close attention to. Okay, we've had several questions about stocks, and I will be happy to answer these questions here for just a second, and it will not take much longer. hold on and see, we're rallying back pretty good now in the S&P. We're back above the 382 right now. If we get above this level, folks, and we close above this level, that's, we sold it there. It had the big move down, 40 cents or $2,000. Now, it's given back half of that. If we get above that, then I have to really evaluate everything that I've been learning over the past 62 years, because I've never seen markets set up like this before. I've went through this in the newsletter 2 weeks in a row, and that's why I'm so very, very excited about this trade. It might not work, but by golly, it's got everything there that you could possibly divergence, like you can't believe, because the Dow is diverging and the NASDAQ isn't. It's made a new high. The S&P's done what it's supposed to do so far. So that's what we're paying close attention to here this morning. Okay, now let's bear with me here 1 second. There's a couple of stocks, of course, Tesla and Apple. Let's do Apple first because it's had some bad news. One of the dudes that runs the place is decided to quit, and then the CEO for only been with Twitter, or what they call it, X, for 2 years. She looked like she was about 16, but I guess she's in her 30s, and she's just quit, and evidently too much pressure, whatever it is. Now, this is Apple, okay? Now, as you see, this is on the daily chart. As you can see, it's coming down. We're down 3 days in a row. There's some bad news, but not very much. Now, this is a much weaker. This stock had been the best stock in the world, folks. This was equivalent to NVIDIA, but now NVIDIA has taken over, and mainly because of the outlook for artificial intelligence is going to change the world, and I'm pretty sure it's going to if it hasn't already. So that's what we're watching here with the Apple. Now, let's take a look at Tesla. I haven't seen anything other than the news, and Mr. Trump or Mr. Musk is in the news all the time, so get the Tesla starts with a T, doesn't it, Larry? Let's try that. There it is, Tesla right here. Bring this one up, and how's it doing today? It is really nothing. It's down slightly. As you can see, it's really very little happening. I heard on the news somewhere where he was yelling at somebody that gave it a $500 target. Dan Ives, the guy that does Apple and stuff for one of those brokerage firms, and he gave target of $500, and he said something like "shut up" or something. I don't know what they're doing, so that's neither here nor there. Okay, now a couple others that we have to look at is Goldman Sachs. Now, Goldman Sachs is interesting for a couple of reasons. That is, they're changing their way that they hire these kids. From what I understand in the news this morning, they're trying to lock these kids up, because what they do is they give them a lot of money, and then they start making so much money they don't stay around Goldman Sachs, and what do? They go someplace else. Now, here's Goldman Sachs. Now, if you remember, one of the things that I did in my report over this weekend was I looked at the big picture in Goldman Sachs, as I recall, and there was the ABCD pattern. You see, it measured to 725, folks. The high was 726. There's a 1, 2, 3 drive to a top pattern. That's exactly what we've had going in the S&P. Excuse me, with the stop it. The S&P, SPY, okay? So now you can see here we're still making a little bit rally here going on to this, so it's very interesting to see this unfold here as we go through. I hadn't checked the AI for today. Let's just check that for kicks and giggles. How are we doing with time? Oh, we got plenty of time. Get this, put the chart up here and see where we are here with it today. Okay, there's what it's been following pretty good. And there he goes. Well, a little sort of an inversion here. Then we have a little bit of a top coming in here, and then we're going to find out what it does. This is just a fair assessment of what's going on, folks. I don't see anything really super it did invert right here, so that's really what's happening, because it's been going up since that time. So this really needs to be flipped over. This is actually artificial intelligence, folks. I was doing this back in 1990. Didn't know what the hell it was, but I was paying for the stuff to get it working, and it works pretty good. The problem is I've always tried to get it automated, and no one's ever been able to automate it for me. Automating it means, let me get this out of the way. You'd think it would be easy, but when you get to these spots like this is what it's doing. You can see right now it's following this market for the most of the time right here. So that means the last part of the day, it should sell off. That's all it's saying. All you try to do is you lock up these times, like when you're up in this area right here, you see this is where you want to be a seller. Okay, because it says the probability is it coming to the downside. When you get into here, you want to be a buyer. Okay, now here, you're coming in now. It looks like you're going to get up into this area right here. If we get above this area right here and close above there, that's going to be a problem for me because I've studied this stuff for a very, very long time, and that means that maybe this stuff is no good. I'm being facetious, folks. Let's take a break. 877. Stan Harley's our guest, folks. Stan Harley's our guest. Sorry about that. I'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direction's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, several questions about why I feel so strongly about the market topping here. This is the bottom of the market on March the 5th of 2009. There was a 3 drive to a bottom pattern. What we're seeing now is the exact opposite of this, only the one that's happening now is even more mathematically perfect. It's as perfect as you can get. You saw that in the S&P. Now, maybe it goes a point or two higher. That I don't know, like we just did in the NASDAQ. I don't know that. All I know is that we're over this particular pattern right here. You can see the difference here between the 4th and the 5th and the 9th of the month of March. You see, you came down, he made a slightly lower low on March the 9th, and then you had the big move started. I said it'd be the best rally in 70 years. Well, it's still rallying, and I was wrong about that one. It's still going a lot higher than that. The reason why I'm looking at it is because of what we just talked about. All of this now, you can see after the last 3 days here, this was a Friday. We had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're trading at 622 right now. Okay, that's down from the high, but that's where we are. We did fill this first gap, so that's important. But even more important than that is when you look at this on the long-term weekly chart, we've completed this 1, 2, 3 drive to a top pattern, folks. That's a weekly chart. That's a really a big deal. And where did it go to now? It made a new high today than it did on Friday. Made a new high by 15 points in the NASDAQ. Okay, now the others haven't done that, but that means they can't. They can certainly go higher. That's no question about that. So if it's wrong, then the timing part of it is wrong. But the pattern is there. It's just a question of doing it. Buying it up in here, folks, I don't think that's the right thing to do. But, like I say, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, and you don't want to know, don't get involved with holding it for a long time. That's the one thing what I've never done is buy something and hold it and pray that it, goes higher. So let's get up here to what we're paying attention to here with some of these other things that we're watching. Stan evidently got really swamped today, and he's probably got his fan club. He's got about, I understand he's got a band that follows him when he leaves the house there in Virginia, and they have a chauffeured limousine for him. He eats all his meals free at the most expensive restaurants, so you can't beat that lifestyle. He's been right, folks. Superman said this thing was going straight up. John Jameson said it was going to go straight up. I thought when I started going straight up, I saw that, but I didn't see the straight up part. I mean, I saw the bottom down there on April the 7th. I was in a plane coming back from Sweden during the 7th and 8th. I got stuck in 2 different airports, so I didn't get to see any of the action on the 6th, 7th, or 8th. But that's a big move. But I think we're there somewhere. That's all I can say right now. All right, I have to bluff my way through this right now because I want to show you a trade that we have on today with our good friend Cy Monley, who will be our guest tomorrow. I'm going to be looking at this. This is the daily chart of this is a perfect chart, folks. I want you to see this. This is from the time down is absolutely perfect. Time down is equal in this one right here, and it's equal in this one right here. This does not happen very often. You can see that's perfect time down. Now we've got another move here. I haven't even checked that one. Let's just double check, clean this out a little bit since we can do this. And there's the move that we had now. And this move down, you can see from your high to low, this is what Gann talked about by squaring price and time. You move that over like that, and you see it came down 21 days. Okay, now what we're going to do now, if that's the case, this one should be 21 days from this high right here. So all we're going to do is clone this and move it over just a little bit to that level right there. And that says it should come in on next Monday. And that's what we want to be watching then, is to see if time and price is square. But it's made a perfect, look at this. On the bigger one, it's made a perfect 61% retracement. We've now rallied up. Today's high has been taken out by quite a bit. It's still setting way above the high of the day. But the strategy that Mr. Monley is using is he bought this here at 78. Okay, it's trading at 84. If it goes below 80, in other words, it gets to 79, it shouldn't do that. So he does not want to take the risk. And so what he does is gets out of the position and waits to see what happens. Yes, if he has to buy it higher, he wants to be able to do that. But his focus is on how much money he's risking, not how much money he's making. He's got a program that, hedges all these different farms for Farm Bureau. Maybe he'll tell the story about, I'll tell you part of the story. He was in Boston at a meeting, and everybody knew he was, really good. Actually, he was hired by his first employer earlier was Rich Anderson, when Rich was at Payne Weber. So that's how Cy got started. Now Cy is like he's like the Elon Musk of farming. Anyway, that's what's happening now. But his whole focus is on how much money you don't risk. So when he hedges a crop for a farmer, they hedge the crop. In other words, they buy it. He knows what it's going to get it for at a certain price, and he sells it at that price, and the farmer makes money off of that. Now, they also do speculation. That's no question about it. Ranchers, of course, beef cattle people are definitely speculators quite a bit. Speaking of cattle, let's move on over here and take a quick look at the cattle market, because it's been on a El Fuego. It's been very, very strong. I meant to buy that yesterday, and I got tied up doing some other stuff. Here is August cattle. Let's see if we're making new highs today. Whoa, shut the front door. I guess we are. Wow, that can't be right. Whoa, no. It gapped up 3 cents. Shut the front door. Refresh. Let me put in 2 days. No, there it was yesterday. See, there it said, good thing I was tied up yesterday. I would have been a seller there and been stopped out right there, but I didn't look at that. It did go up and make a new high here. So it looks like, let's just look at this. Boy, this is beef being really expensive. Back in the day in 1975, housewives picketed because beef was selling for $100. Now it's $2.19, and you don't see anything in the news about that. Of course, they're all probably eating synthetic stuff. That tells us that this ABCD could take us up here another 3 or 4 cents up to that level. Then I have to take a look at it that level, because then you've got a 3 drive to a top pattern. Let's do a little bit. You can see how many days this took up. This took 10 days to get to that level, and we're only about day 8 now. So let's just measure that just for kicks and giggles, since Stan's not here. That's 13 trading days up. So we'll come over here and mark it from there. 13 trading days up takes you here to Monday. So Monday's where you want to be watching this for potential. We've taken out the high for sure, so that's what we're watching. The hogs were a different story, I believe, because I've been in hogs for quite a while. And I haven't gotten stopped out yet, so let's just check and see where we are. Hello, operator. Give me a break here. Let me... HE is hogs. There's where we are. Okay. Here's our hogs right here. Nope, still in them. Son of a gun. Well, that's good. All right. I had to stop at 108.10, and we haven't got there yet, as of yet. So that's it. My stop is right in there, so we're going to see if it still heads down a little bit. Anyway, that's what we're watching here right now, so stay tuned. I'm going to cover a couple of other currencies when you come back, so stay tuned.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direction's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is the euro since May. As you can see, we have the big pattern up here that could be reached. That's at 119. There was a smaller pattern, 118. Now look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're in the 7th day of a down move. Okay. Now it's gone from 118, so it's dropped 150 points, roughly $1,500. Now look at the similarities to what's happened in the past. There's the move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days down. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days down. Let's see how close it is to being the same amount. You put it in right here. Look how close it is to that level. Now the 382 on this is why you got to be careful here, because this is still a flat out bullish chart, folks. There's no question about it. And we've hit the 382 1, 2, 3 days in a row. It hasn't gone below it. That's a good sign. I would be a little fearful being short the euro and happen to be short the pound with a stop, and I'm out of the the Japanese yen. But that's what's happening right here. Now, this means that this could go up. And, of course, anytime... Sorry, folks. We're in monsoon season, so we get rain just about every day, and that brings the flowers out. But I'm doing pretty good. Okay, that's what we're watching. You can see the similarities in these patterns. That's just the market repeating over and over again, just like it says in Andrew Lowe's book. There, get that out of the way here. So you can see there was your pullback right here on that one, and that one was almost exactly like this one. Look how it's repeated 1, 2, 3 times. This might be the end of it, so we're going to find out, but it hasn't done it yet. Now, what we want to do is the euro is 53% of the U.S. dollar index. So now we're going to bring the U.S. dollar index over here, and we'll see what's looking at. This happens to be the Russell. It says we might be getting ready to head down. It was right here. It might be wrong here. That I don't know, but that's what it says it's getting ready to do. Okay, here's where we are here now with the dollar index, and you'll see we're going to look at the same thing. It's a lot different because the dollar index has a lot of things in it. The euro just has the euro. The dollar index got a lot of other stuff. So look at this now. Let's refresh this, okay? Now we've been in a pretty, we've been rallying for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. This rally has done very little. The last rally that we had measured to right there, almost exactly like what that one did, almost exactly like that one did. What does that tell you, boys and girls? That tells you that this is a bear market, and we're having the end of a rally here, so I cannot be short the euro right here, not after a move like this. It might fail, but I don't know. Now, using cycle theory, and this is something I'm going to be covering over the live trading on Friday from 9 to 12, is when you look at this, you're going to see a natural trend line. Okay, now there's the trend line. As you can see, you just draw these like this. This is what they call a valid trend line. The reason why it's valid is because each of these points, 618, 382 off of this one, that's 618. That's going to be 382 off of the high. Okay, just draw that down like that. There it is right there. Okay, so that tells you when we get above this trend line, that means something's changed. And so if we start getting above 98 in the dollar, this is going to have some pretty good move. And it could do that because of the big move that we've had here on the downside. Okay, oh, shut the front door and raise the rent. Let me get this up here. Put that in here, right here, and you'll be able to see where we are. There it is right there. I mean, so that's what a valid trend line. Does it work on smaller time frames? Let's just take a quick look. Just do a 13-minute chart like this, and you do the same thing. A valid trend line is what you do is you draw the lines from the highs to the lows, just like this. There's your line going up like this. Okay, there's the valid trend line on the way up. Now, you notice as the market pulls down, the trend line has to be changed because this move here is equal to that move there. Let's just double check to see how close it is. This is nothing more than the repetition of what the heck's going on with some of these things here. So bear with me here, folks. Hold on, get this out of here. Okay, there's the move down and this move right here. Okay, and then you move over. There it is there, almost exactly equal. And you want to know what that low was from the high right here. Okay, so there's your 50% retracement, just about exactly right on. So that's going to be your trend line. Your trend line is going to change, and it's going to go up like this. And look what it does. It goes right up to that level right there. That means, and look at this. This is not even nearly as much, you see? So the market's actually strengthening. You see that? This could be a breakout in the dollar if we get above this 98 level. So that's what we're paying very, very close attention to as we watch this unfold today. I'll show you how to do these. The way I made a lot of my money, well, all my money during the 60s and 70s up to 74, the actual market topped on July. For me, it topped on July 28th, 1974 until October of 1974 when I'd lost everything. I didn't really lose everything. I gained everything because that's when I got the Gartley book and started to realize what the hell I'd done wrong. Anyway, that's what we're paying attention to. There's one other one that we've been talking about. I haven't traded it, but it's just been an absolute easy one to trade, and that is the Canadian dollar. We'll get it up here. It's down here with the Japanese yen somewhere. This thing has just been so darn bearish. I don't know what they're doing to us, but let's get this up here on the daily. I think that was the weekly we were looking at, wasn't it, folks? Yes, it was. There it was right there. You see, this has been, there was your 382. Once we broke that, it's been down, and then once we broke these levels right here, it's been down. Now it's starting to hold a little bit in here, so that might be another sign that the U.S. dollar might be getting ready to surprise a few people. So when it happens, they're going to know it because it will be in the news. But all we need now is to move above 98 in that dollar index. Look at this on the daily. We get above that 98 level right in here, that's going to break that long-term trend line going back to April. See that? And you think, well, how could that do? Well, it does it all the time. But that's what you're looking at, is you're looking at that trend line. And once that trend breaks, that tells you something has changed. It's hit it 1, 2, 3. This will be the fourth time. Closing above it, then you got something. But you're up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. So right now it looks like it's getting ready to back off a little bit. And that's why I'm nervous being short the currencies. And that's why I took them out and not have to worry about it anymore. Okay, let's move over here. Get back to our crude oil, because this still has a chance to be filled, folks. Let's get up here. Hasn't quite hit that level yet, but I like this trade best of all, folks. If you look at this on the daily, if you believe in anything that I talk about, that's, you're down $15,000. And we missed the high on this, folks, by I think 30 cents. And on that Sunday night, and boom. Anyway, this is where we are. I'm going to be a seller at 69.46. 382 off this move is 69.50, and I put a buy stop at 70.46 is what I'd be looking at as I'm watching this unfold here this morning. Okay, so that's what we're watching. So let's live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and we'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hey folks, this is the SPY, and people say, well, if it closes higher than this right here, the only thing is, folks, it means I've had a losing trade. That's all that means, because their top is coming. When you have gaps like this, there's no gaps on the SPY, folks. Going back to 1946 when they started bringing it out right after the war. Okay, there's no gaps, none, zero. There's 1, 2, 3, and here we are the last 4 days. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're in the middle of the range right now, taking out the previous day's high. Haven't really done very much as of yet. Okay, if we get above 63.23 in the S&P futures, then that's going to be a losing trade, and I'll feel bad because it had a $2,000 profit in it at one time and end up being a loser. Folks, that happens. That's what they call business or music, whatever you want to call it. But this has got so much going for it that just be ready. I wouldn't be buying stocks up here for any reason in the world, but everybody likes NVIDIA, and it's going straight up. So by golly, I'm not going to stand in front of it, and that's what I'm paying attention to here today. Okay, now tomorrow our guest is going to be Stan Harley, if I can get him back on. If not, I might have him on Friday after I do the live trading, but I'll have him on either tomorrow or the next day. He's probably just got too many people are giving him accolades today because he said this market was going to go straight up, and by golly, has it ever. So that's what I'm paying attention to so far today. How much we got? 50 seconds, my good. Got one chance for one more stock. Let's get it up here. That's Visa. Anybody, the good old folks that lend money out at 38% or whatever it happens to be. Here it is right now. There's Visa. You can see here it hasn't made new highs as of yet. It's one of the big Dow stocks. Most of them have. Microsoft has made a new high. We didn't think it was going to do, but it did. Let's put this up and we'll end with the Microsoft and we'll see what that looks like, okay? So we'll be back in just a little bit. Maybe tomorrow. May God bless.